Hello, everyone. It is Ethan here. Welcome to episode 1 of 1. This is my first time ever recording a podcast all by myself. I know this is going to take a lot of confidence, but let's get into it. Today's episode is about how to conduct yourselves while still being an online presence in public for events. As content creators, we go to many different events, brand events, professional events, and other various parties. Some of them get shared to social media, some of them don't get shared to social media. How do you conduct yourself from being home all day and creating content, then going to these parties, and a lot of things happen that you've never seen online? So let's get into it. This is my perspective and these are my experience. Thank you so much for listening, and let's get into the juice. Let's first throw in the picture that I, as a content creator, do not stay home all day. I go to school and have a job, and also create content. So my routine is pretty much go to school, get the homework done, and then work, and then do content or go to events I need to go to that will help my future. As a person looking at social media, you're probably have these assumptions that these influencers basically just stay home and somebody else is doing their work or somebody is telling them what to do, which isn't the case. They have schedules, they have brands that they have to work with, there's campaigns that they have to do, there's many things that goes behind the scenes, and every influencer has a very different schedule. So my schedule is very different from a bunch of other influencers. So that's what the influencer life is like. While being at these social media events, keep this in mind. Don't be alarmed. You are being watched by other people that are higher up in an industry, depending on what they want you for. Sometimes they go to these events and scout you out for higher brand deals, for other opportunities. So you got to be on your best behavior as a content creator, being in the space of an influencer. And you got to be you. Being at these events, acting civil is very important because you're the image. You as a creator are the image. You're the one putting out the content. You're the one creating. You're the one showing your creativity. But when you're at these events, obviously you're not alone. You're with other people. You're interacting with other people. And you got to put on a professional mode while being at these events. It's a very important thing because if you don't put a professional mode on, they remember things at these events. Like, they remember things. So, like, treat the people that are checking you in, be kind to them, and be nice to the other people that are there as well, because there's people there that are always watching and they'll remember everything you've either said or done. Credibility as a creator is so important. Credibility is what brings you jobs. Credibility is what brings you your status. Credibility is everything in the influencer world, the creator world. And you gotta live up to that standard. At these influencer events, the bubble is very tight. Tight meaning that everyone who you see are the same people that you're gonna be with and the people that you see at future events. So just to be aware, look at your actions and make sure you're making those healthy friendships, not the ones where they're like, oh, I'll follow you, and then the next day you get unfollowed. This is a common thing in the creator space. There's a lot of people who will pretend to be your friend, and then they will follow you for a day, and then the next morning you wake up and you've actually been unfollowed. That has happened to me so many times, but I cannot go on the internet and say, oh, this person did this or this person did that. I have to stay silent because the more you talk on the internet, the more can portray you as a bad person, or the people can people can say things or write things, and it's one of those things where you have to stand your own guard as a creator, which is really, really important. Standing your guard, because if you don't stand your guard, people are going to keep walking all over you and asking you for things. So the most important thing is know the intention and know the purpose, because if you don't know the intention or purpose, then you're not going to know exactly what you want to do. So just keep in mind, be sure when you make friends at these events, have it be healthy. What I mean by healthy is being you and making sure these friends are actually going to support you in what you want to do and the movement you want to bring to the platform and the content that you put out, and everybody supporting one another, because that's what it's all about, is supporting one another and being genuine in the social media world. It's about being genuine, putting yourself in a place where you can create and people can give you the props for it. And showing up is what it's all about. At the end of the day, a number is just a number. It's one of those things where a number does not define who you are as a person, should not define the way you should be treated at events. A number is just a metric that shouldn't be used, but a lot of these people still in LA do go on a metric system and the follower count. Now, from my personal experience, I'm not intimidated when this happens because I've started social media at 13 years old. So I've understand what the struggles are, where the hates came from, where people were making fun of me. So from those experiences, I was able to overcome, because I understand hopping into this. I didn't know I was going to be in this whole thing, you know? I just kept going with it and showing up and was myself. And that's what got me where I wanted to be today. And this is my personal experience. I love creating the content. I love showing up. I love being me. And that's what it's all about. And at the end of the day, yes, social media is consistently shifting and a lot of things are happening within the space, and stuff is changing all the time. And I know business is important as well, but you got to just keep the grind going, and that's what I'm focusing on right now. And that concludes this podcast, social media podcast about content creation and about the daily events for content creators. Thank you all so much for listening. I really appreciate it, and I cannot wait to start the next episode. Thank you all for listening.